with Abraham, it was the creator of heaven and earth. There is a historical, it's documented in is it Genesis, where three kings, Sodom, king of Sodom, king of Melchizedek, and Abraham went out and battled a group of people that were holding captive, and it was five other kings, and they won that battle. And Abraham gave 10% of everything to Melchizedek because he was a king and a priest. Now there's a lot that can be built on that. I want to be careful because there's not as much information about that as we think, even though in the Gospels the Messiah is referenced out of the priesthood of Melchizedek, which is significant. And I don't want to go into, that's a deep thing, and you got to dig deep, and it's still too vague for me. But in the midst of that, when between Melchizedek and Abraham, they were praising the creator of heaven and earth. Well, the Canaanites, which would be connected to this King Solomon and that group of people, they had a creator too. So, as this one logistic guy broke it down more clearly, the reason why Abraham would not take the gift that Sodom was going to give to Abraham, because it was in his creator's name. And his creator was not the creator of heaven and earth, as Yehovah is the creator of heaven and earth. His name, it would have been broken down today, it would have been Baal, would have been one. And he was somebody who had two sons, and he left and let them take care of the earth, and so in that context, it reinforced our Father, our Creator, Yehovah, always wanted His name above all names. And there's even prophecies that name will be established to such a degree it'll be known again. And so that's kind of where I go with that. That's some information I received that I was convicted with. When I had the conviction of that, I didn't know at the time, but there was a couple of men that were one was a Karaite Jew, and he was doing a study on Jehovah's name and realizing how many of the transcripts were not transcribed right, that they did transcribe the word Yehovah into English or into Greek or into Latin. It was other words like God, just simple God, big letter G and stuff. And there's other references that says he doesn't want that. We're to refer to him completely for who he is. And when Israel was going through the wilderness, they knew their God's name. They weren't afraid of Israel. They were afraid of their God Yehovah. And even King David, when he went and brought down Goliath, some translations don't translate it as that, but when he says in the name of my God, he's saying in the name of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of Yehovah. You can't get any more clearer than that. And even when the Messiah comes onto the scene, he shows us a relationship that this God has wanted to have since the garden.